Well, greetings. This is Glenn, and I am excited to introduce Marishi Morchida to you. He's a world sauna enthusiast. He lives in Washington, D.C., Japanese, and he is with the Japan Sauna Institute. And he joins us from his apartment in Washington. During this episode, we learn about the active Japan sauna culture, how thermal bathing is intertwined into the Japanese lifestyle. You'll learn some key differences between Japanese sauna culture versus the North America sauna culture. Like many of us, Marishi is a serious sauna enthusiast. Not so much frown serious, but super into it, passionate serious. Marishi shared with me that he is a bit nervous to be on Sauna Talk, but I think you'll agree he comes off just fine, as if we were right there on the sauna bench with you and he together. Lastly, the survey. This is a really cool thing, and I encourage you guys to review if you're interested. This Japan Sauna Survey. March 7th is Sauna Day in Japan. Sauna enthusiasts is on and the population is on the rise from last year's decline, and you'll see some really interesting data about this culture of sauna in Japan. So, hey, without further ado, please enjoy this episode of Sauna Talk with Marishi Morchida. This show is brought to you by Lampa Manufacturing, maker of the Kuma sauna stove. Surrounded by birches and pines in the heart of America's sauna country sits this multi-generational sauna stove builder along the shores of the Boundary Waters Canoe area in northeastern Minnesota. Kuma is 100% Finnish heritage and 100% American made. Quality built and handcrafted, the Kuma wood-burning sauna stove lasts a lifetime, and then some. Safe, clean, efficient. Kuma. Welcome to Sauna Talk, Marish. And where does this episode find you? Where are you right now?
So I am currently in Northern Virginia. Yes, it's a huge pleasure to be on this talk.
Well, it's a huge pleasure to have you. You know, the thing about the Zoom and stuff in technology is it does bring the world a lot closer. And so your home country is?
Yeah, so I am originally from Japan.
And you're now in the Washington, D.C. area, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and normally we have Sauna Talk on the sauna bench, which we will do one day. I know you and I will be on the bench, but for now it's Zoom. And welcome to Sauna Talk. Tell me why and how you ended up in Washington, D.C.
Okay, so let me talk a bit about my journey. So, as I said, I am originally from Japan, and I was born and raised in a city called Hiroshima. Spent some years in Tokyo for my undergrad and work. And honestly, I was a bit bored with my work after having spent 4 or 5 years in a hierarchical structure of Japanese company. So I just wanted to try something new and decided to continue my education in the U.S. So I moved to Chicago to do my MBA. After my MBA, I ended up in the data science field. So I am currently working for a company called Capital One as a business analyst. So Capital One is headquartered in Northern Virginia area. So that's where I am based right now.
Fantastic. And so you do a lot of data analytics, and we can jump into data analytics as it relates to sauna. You are kind enough to submit to me the Japan Sauna Survey. Can we dive right into that? And first of all, let me ask about you and sauna in Japan. Tell us about the, is there an organization that you're a part of over there in Japan?
Yes. So Japan Sauna Institute is a so was basically was founded in 2015. Can I continue to talk about the organizational structure and what kind of members are working there?
No, that is completely illegal on Sauna Talk.
Okay.
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely, brother. Please share with us about the Japan Sauna organization.
Okay. So Japan Sauna Institute was established in 2015 and was started as a first research institute focusing on sauna. Um, we are different from other similar organizations in Japan in that our members are just ordinary sauna users, while other organizations are mostly operated by a companies that operates spas on saunas in Japan. So we aim to contribute to sauna community in Japan from users' angles, and we conduct various studies regarding sauna industry in Japan, estimate the population of sauna lovers in Japan, and or we try to keep track of the latest sauna trends in Japan. Um, Now we have a diverse set of members, including a member working at Japan's leading manufacturer of sauna equipment or data scientists, and a member from famous advertising agencies in Japan. So I love this team. And I personally joined the Japan Sauna Institute in 2021. It was just a coincidence. I liked analyzing data using programming, and I love sauna. So in my personal blog, I analyze data to figure out the best temperature of sauna or best temperature of cold plunge. That's what every sauna lover is interested in, right? So
fantastic. If you don't
yeah.
mind me interrupting you, Marish, I know listeners want to know. Can you give us in just numerical terms the answer to that? I find it extremely fascinating that you've done this data research. Have you boiled it down or distilled it into a specific temperature for hot room and cold plunge? And if so, what is it?
Yeah, so I didn't do a rocket science. What I did at the time was just to see the correlation between the number of reviews on Google Map and the temperature of the sauna of that particular sauna place.
Mm-hmm.
And what I found out was the sweet spot is around 16 to 17 degrees Celsius. Sorry, I don't know. I cannot.
Is that so? This is outside temperature.
This is the inside temperature. So,
okay.
I am talking about the temperature of the water. So,
Mm-hmm.
Cold plunge, the best temperature would be 16 to 17 degrees Celsius. And for sauna, the most popular saunas in Japan ranges from 85 to 95 degrees Celsius.
Okay, and for those listeners in North America, 15 degrees Celsius is about 60 degrees. And the temperature in the hot room was which?
Was ranges from 85 to 95.
Sure, 85 is about 185 Fahrenheit, and then 95 degrees Celsius. I think I can do that one in my head because that's about 200 and 205, something like that.
Right.
So I would have to say Japanese like it hot.
Yeah, for sure. Even like some saunas in Japan, they have over 110 degrees Celsius, which is a temperature I have never found in the States.
230 Fahrenheit.
Yeah. I think one of the reasons is historically Japanese people loved a very dry saunas. So I think humidity makes it feel hotter, right?
Absolutely. Good point.
Yeah, traditionally Japanese people prefer to be in a very dry, hardcore, extremely hot sauna Some people even treat sauna experiences as something like a judo training, like endure the heat and just dive into cold plunge. That's the old way of enjoying sauna in Japan, which is beginning to change, but that probably partly explains why many saunas in Japan are pretty hot compared with outside world.
Very well spoken. And tell me the name of the organization again, since 2015.
Japan Sauna Institute. That's the English name.
Awesome. And do you guys have titles, or and how many people are members?
So it's a bit hard to define the number of members, but we have like 8 members who are actively involved in this organization as either a researcher or as someone who's in charge of handling communication, that sort of stuff. But we collaborate with a lot of sauna lovers all across Japan, and they regularly send us updates on the latest experiences with saunas across Japan. So if we include those people, we would say the members would be dozens of people.
Excellent. Should we dive right into the Japan Sauna Survey? What do you think, Mary? Should we talk about that?
Sure. Yes, that's great.
Yeah. And I will share this, the results of the survey. You were kind enough to send it over to me. As a professional of data analytics, I think you've done a hell of a job putting this document together. Do you want to speak to some of the top line results of the Japan Sauna Survey for 2023?
Sure. So the biggest finding we found was that sauna population in Japan is now picking up again after the big decline of COVID. So, thank you for sharing.
Are you looking? Can you see it?
Yeah, I am looking at it.
Hey, Marishi, I get a big prize. I mean, I'm like getting on 60 years old, and I got these new headphones. I got a buddy of mine went to college with my son. He's got me going in the tech world. So forgive me if I screw things up, but I think I'm doing pretty good, right? You can see your results, right, on the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, and hopefully, if you're not watching this, I'm going to upload our podcast to YouTube, the Sauna Times YouTube channel. But don't worry about it. If you're listening in the car or driving around, we're going to just speak to this really quickly. But I have on the screen now for Marishi to speak to is the Japan Sauna Survey of 2023. So forgive me, Marishi, but please go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So let me just walk through the headline here. So the population of sauna enthusiasts, we call it sauners in Japanese, but enthusiasts in Japan rebounded to 16.8 million from 15.7 million last year. The heavy and medium segments showed a robust recovery, while there's still a significant gap with the pre-COVID population in the light sauna fan segment. And more than 25% of respondents said they had used a private room sauna, which highlights a new trend in the Japanese sauna community. And 53.9% of respondents indicated that COVID is the main reason for not going to sauna, followed by crowdedness and post-sauna sickness.
Okay, good. Okay, so we're going to look at this is a really nice, concise report of about 5 pages here. Is there anything you want to call out? For the sake of time, I want to keep things really informal. And again, I will post the results if you're comfortable on Sauna Times. But is there anything you'd like to call out on this survey that really was interesting for you as a data research person and sauna enthusiast?
So the biggest concern that we had last year when we conducted the survey 1 year ago was that the population of Japanese sauna fans have declined significantly due to COVID. Of course, Japanese people are considered to be conservative, and also we are one of the fastest aging societies in the world. Also, biggest cities in Japan like Tokyo and Osaka, they conducted a city-wide lockdowns, which literally forced many bathhouses in Japan to close, to shut down altogether. But we are seeing a good trend in 22 as cities begin to open up, and as a hardcore sauna lovers are coming back to the bathhouse. We are seeing the recovery. Although the light segments, people don't go to sauna that often. We have not seen the full recovery from the pre-COVID level. But when it comes to like heavy sauners and medium sauners, those people who go to sauna more than once a month, our trend, that trend is almost similar to what we saw before COVID. So overall, when you go to sauna, like famous saunas in Japan, it's almost like as vibrant as before the COVID. So we are welcoming the robust recovery of the sauna population in 22. That's the biggest takeaway from this survey.
Fantastic. Well, here it is. Is there anything specific, any graph that you'd like me to touch upon right now while this is still on screen? Because I'd like to move away from it if you're okay, but I do want to acknowledge this excellent work that you've done. Any graph that you want me to call out right now while we're scrolling around?
No, I think we're good to go to the next topic. So
yeah, right. I like your spirit. So now I got to figure out how to stop sharing. Let's see. So you keep going here. I'm going to get this back off the screen, and then we can talk. Go ahead. Keep going. So do you sauna in Washington D.C., Marish?
Sorry, say that again, please.
Yeah. Do you sauna much today in your day to day? Are you taking saunas much?
Yeah, I do. So I got a membership of the gym, and they have a sauna. So I rarely take shower in my home, and right after work, and I on a daily basis go to that gym without working out, just taking sauna and take a cold shower. That's my daily routine. But that's one thing I feel sad about moving from Chicago to a DC area. Like Chicago has a multiple great Russian sauna locations, whereas it feels like the sauna culture is not as big in this city compared with Chicago. So yeah.
Let's talk about Chicago for a moment or two. Do you remember the names of the places that you would go to in Chicago?
Yeah, so I used to go to a place called Chicago Sweat Lodge and Chicago Bathhouse as well. And the other one is, I think it's in the Buffalo Globe. So they were not exactly, that one is not exactly in the Chicago, but I went to a place called Chicago's Sky Spa as well. Yeah. So before this call, I said I wanted to say thank you, Glenn, personally, because all of these places I found through your sauna map that you put on your website, and that was actually my one of the biggest concerns I had when I moved to Chicago. If I can find any decent saunas in this new city, but it turned out Chicago has multiple great Russian saunas. So I really appreciate that information.
My
Yeah.
pleasure. It's a lot of work, and I'll be the first to tell you that. Trying to maintain an active map of public saunas, saunas worth of sweat, but I have to also say it's been great because we have a couple of volunteers that help maintain the sauna map. And what's really cool, Marish mentions the Chicago Sweat Lodge. You can go on Sauna Times and search Chicago Sweat Lodge, type that in the search bar. And I was really happy to be able to do a Sauna Talk podcast from there. I love the facility. These guys, Bill Trotter was the GM at the time, and that episode is really cool because you can learn, behind the scenes what it's like to run a public banya, a public sauna like that. So those interested in around the Chicago area, Marish is spot on. I mean, there's 3 or 4 really good public saunas in that big city. Isn't the heat fantastic at Chicago Sweat Lodge?
Yeah, that is amazing. Like they've got 2 different saunas inside, like a Turkish wet sauna and Russian dry sauna.
Yeah.
They call it dry sauna. It's not dry from Japanese perspective. It's still very humid, and the temperature is pretty high as well. I think it was around 200 degrees Fahrenheit for sure. The wet Turkish sauna is also very amazing. Like it's really humid. Like people are adding waters when you are taking sauna as well. So 2 awesome saunas and 1 big cold plunge in between 2 saunas. So whenever I went there, I was just so impressed and just lost words about. Yeah.
But you have saunas, public saunas all over Japan, right? Like, can you tell for listeners what a public sauna is like in Japan and how it may differ from, from Chicago Sweat Lodge or Russian banyas? There's Russian banyas in New York City. There's one out in San Francisco. I love Archimedes Banya by name. So give us a little flavor for many listeners that are not Japanese. What it's like to do to engage in a public sauna in Japan, from the moment you say walk in the door kind of a thing. Can you give us a little flavor of it?
Okay. So one thing that Japan is different from external world when it comes to sauna is that the diversity of types of sauna. And Japanese people like to import the stuffs from external world and make it in their own way. So one of the things is the experiences itself. Many sauna places nowadays do a low performance in front of sauna customers. So maybe like some places have 5 or 8 times a day they have a low performance, and they have a like professional or people who are just hired to perform low like outgoes in front of the sauna fans. So
okay, so sorry to interrupt you. So you're saying the performance. Well, first of all, is my screen looking okay? I was kind of messing around there. Are we in good shape?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I jinxed myself saying I'm good with technology now. I was totally not. I was over my skis as an expression. I was falling down the hill trying to get this right, but everything looks good, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Marish, so this German Aufguss, this idea of performance or the idea of a sauna master is very common, you're saying, in Japan. Is that right?
Yeah, it's very common in Japan nowadays. We call them netpashi in Japanese, and the netpa means heat wave in Japanese, and shi is teacher. So there are professional netpashi in Japan who are hired to perform outgoes in front of everybody. And also, the one interesting topic I wanted to bring up here is So recently the new baseball stadium, like new ballpark, was opened in Hokkaido, and they have sauna room to watch baseball game. It was actually one of my dreams to enjoy sauna while watching baseball. But uh, uh, this stadium has actually installed and made the dream of many sauna fans come true.
Wow, that's really something. Back to the difference between saunas in America, United States, say, and Japan. But sauna is something you mentioned, like something you enjoy at home, or at least at the gym or membership club here in America. A place that hold a limited number of people. So when you think about back to Japan. Is it a major form of entertainment, and how common are saunas?
It's a major form of entertainment for sure. So it's an entertainment for families. It's an entertainment for couples, and for me, it was a way to deepen connections with my colleagues or my friends. So it's really common to invite your friends to go to sauna together, take sauna together, and many sauna places in Japan have a some food to be served after a sauna. So we get those foods and drink together. That's how we deepen our connections. But back to the topic of the difference between the US and Japan. There are some implicit rules in Japan when you take sauna. And one of the things that is noticeable is that you're not supposed to speak inside the sauna room because that is a place to reflect on yourself. That is a place to focus on your inner body. Whereas whenever I go to a sauna at my fitness gym or public saunas in the States, people like to speak to new people. Small talk is a big thing in this society, but that applies to your experiences in sauna as well. So we in the States, it's really common to start a conversation with somebody sitting next to you in sauna. And I met a professor who specializes in immigration, and who later helped me out with my immigration issue. And also, I met someone who was thinking about starting his own business, and I met him in sauna, and he later shared his business plan with me and asked me for feedback. So that kind of a unexpected encounter with new people, I think that's a unique part of American sauna culture. Whereas Japan is more like it's a family place or friends place where you deepen the connection with people you already know. So certainly two cultures are a little bit different in the social angle.
Very well. Thank you for explaining that. So I wanted to unpack just a couple of quick things there. So you're saying that in Washington, D.C., you were sitting on the sauna bench, and next to you, you had a spontaneous conversation with an immigration attorney. Is that where that happened?
Yes, it happened in Chicago, actually.
So in Chicago.
Yeah.
Was it at Chicago Sweat Lodge, or where was it?
It was actually the sauna and fitness gym of my university. Wow. So I met the professor of who focuses on like immigration issue.
What a great story. I thank you for sharing that. And I wanted to revisit this a little bit on more about conversation on the sauna bench. You're telling me that in Japan, it's polite to be quiet in the hot room all the time.
Yes.
And would this be the case even if like a family were in the hot room together?
Yes. So if you are the only group in the sauna, some people might start a conversation, but you're not supposed to disturb other people's experiences. So yeah, you are not supposed to speak up, like speak any words inside sauna.
Beautiful. I look, there's no judgment to this, but I find this unique, or not unique. I find this very special. So you could, in Finland, I've been there 3 times the last 3 years, kind of thing, and I've taken many saunas. And there is a code or a practice where there's no speaking when you throw water on the rocks, and you let the sound of lolu, the steam, speak. And I find that very beautiful. So we have a hybrid approach here. In Japan, no conversation. In Finland, no conversation when the steam is speaking. In America, talk all the time. So go figure on that, right?
That's so true. But
Yeah.
what's strange about Japan though is many saunas in Japan has TVs inside. So people just quietly watch TV without speaking at
Oh,
all.
that's hilarious. That's great. So again, no judgments to the let's call it 3 styles. I'm sure there's another that comes into play, but is one any better than the other? The Japanese style, no talk. Finland, no talk when there's steam. America, talk all the time. I mean, look, if you weren't in America, you never would have met this immigration guy, right? So I guess there's no judgment, right? No one is better than the other. Do you feel that way as well, or if not,
Yeah, I feel
tell me.
that way. I feel that way.
Yeah,
There's no one way to enjoy sauna, right? They're just different experiences.
beautifully said. Thank you. Yeah, I could not have said that any better. I like the Finnish way. Come to think of it, I mean, I think there's enough chitter chatter in the world. I just find it really beautiful that there is that moment of pause to listen to the soul of the sauna. Let the sauna speak is to me a beautiful thing. Yeah, this is so great. I really am enjoying our conversation, Marish. It's so special to have this international connection of the universality of sauna, of good heat. What else? The study, I'll put that out there. We talked a lot about sauna bathing in Japan. Is there anything else on that the cold plunge water? It's a sacred experience in Japan. Is that right?
That is so true. So, it's a sacred water. If you dive into cold plunge without washing away your sweat, you will be you'll be educated in a way. And that's what happened to me when I first experienced my cold plunge. Like the elderly person who was looking at me, he just uh, approached me and said that like, you're not supposed to go into cold plunge without washing your dirty things away. So
Yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
call that dejankification, and that's one of my pet peeves. Like, I'm going to tell you a funny story. Have you been to the Red Square in Chicago? The Red
yes,
Square? Yeah.
I think they've changed their name to Chicago Bath House
Oh,
recently.
that's right. Exactly. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. And so anyway, I live in Minneapolis. I flew to Chicago for a conference, and I purposely took an early flight because I figured, hey, a sauna is the best way to get rid of airplane juice, all of that airport stuff you get, dry air, sweaty air, maybe even some germs and stuff. So I get to Red Square, then called Red Square, in the morning, and I think I was the third person to go through the doors, and everything was fresh and clean. And I get down there, unchanged. I'm sitting on the sauna bench, and there's a Eastern European, a Slavic guy, probably Ukrainian, Russian, sitting there, and he's got a nice sweat going, and I didn't say anything, and I'm sitting there, I'm getting hot, and he gets up and leaves. I hear him open the door, And then right away, I hear him splash into the cold plunge. First
Uh,
guy in the morning, all sweaty. I'm like, man, he's already just like wrecked it for everybody the rest of the day, in my opinion, you know. So I'm just jumping on this because I'm a bit of a snob that way. I have a cold plunge in my own backyard in my Minneapolis sauna, and I have this beautiful big lake up north at our cabin sauna. So I've always had very pure cold plunges. But I very much respect the practice of a complete shower before entering a public cold plunge. And I think, I don't know how that got disconnected in our country, but, you know, they say, hey, there's, you know, we have filtration, but come on, Marish, I mean, how do you really filter sweat?
yeah. Yeah. It's impossible, right?
Yeah, man, I know. So good on you. Yeah, and in Iceland, where the thermal baths are very precious, you know, it's a very special thing. They're very the public thermal bathing practice is you shower completely before with soap, with water. You shower completely before entering these thermal baths because hygiene is such a critically important thing to naturally hot water in big water, you know. So I learned about that as a global thing, not unique to sauna specifically. Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Marie. So electric or wood fired, and why?
Um, yeah, so that's a shame, but I haven't experienced much about a wood fire. I know that is a more some people will say it's a more authentic way to enjoy sauna, but there's not many places that offer a wood fire saunas in Japan. So my experience it has primarily been about like electronic saunas. Um, they are good like electronic saunas, like so many electronic saunas as well. So yeah,
Yeah. Well, most mobile saunas are all mobile saunas are wood fired. If you could have a mobile sauna and bring it anywhere in the world, where would you like to go and enjoy a good sauna?
um, yeah. So I would have said that like if you asked us this question a couple months ago, I would say a baseball stadium because I'm a big baseball fan. But now my dream had come true because of that stadium in Hokkaido. So now I would take mobile sauna to a my university, a Northwestern University. They've got a beautiful lake beside a and they've got a beautiful beach as well. So I would love to bring the mobile sauna to one of the beaches in the university, and after that, I would love to dive directly into the natural cold plunge
Yeah.
without taking a shower. So
Great, great. And say it's a sauna day for you. You know you're going to sauna. What is the favorite moment for you from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed after a good sauna session, including all of the rounds and the experience? If you had to distill it, what's your favorite moment for sauna?
um, That's a great question, and I love every moment of sauna. Honestly, sauna experiences, honestly. But if I had to choose, I would say that after the final lap of sauna. So when I go to public sauna, I normally do 5 laps of sauna. So sauna, cold plunge, taking a rest. So I like the final session most.
Yeah.
Um, so there's a word in Japanese for it. We call it a totono. Totono. The translation of it is organized. So that's a recent word someone came up with. So when after taking sauna, after taking cold plunge for a couple of times, and when you are taking a rest, and your thought, your emotions, your body is completely organized in a way that functions the best of yourself. And I like that moment.
Fantastic, beautiful. So thank you so much. On that note, I don't have more questions for you. It is such a beautiful finish to this conversation. I ask these common questions to for no other reason is I think others really love to hear other people's opinions of their favorite moment of sauna or where they'd like to bring a mobile sauna and stuff. But that is such a beautiful word, organized. I love that. I like to feel organized in my head as well. I often say that sometimes a solo sauna for me is this ability to untangle the wires in our head, where there's so much dizziness in our head and confusion, and you just relax on the bench and you're able to like pull one of these strands of wire of confusion and lay it neatly on the bench in a nice organized circle. So I want to thank you, Marish, for that